Okay, let's get started. I know some more people will be popping in here. We had a good number registered. Welcome. I'm Alan Henderson. I'm the Executive Director of NATS. I want to introduce a couple of people, and we'll probably have a couple of others I want to introduce pop in here in a minute. But first, I want to introduce Jen Jimenez, who's our new Director of Development. She's right in the middle of my screen. I don't know where she is on your screen, but this is only her third week, beginning of her third week working for NAT. So we're really excited to have her. She has a background in music. She's done a lot of fundraising for a variety of organizations. So say hi, Jen.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm so glad to be joining you, and I myself am a first timer at the conference, so looking forward to the meeting tonight.
Now, some of you probably aren't first timers, but how many of you are? Raise your hand if you're a first timer. Well, most people are. Great. Good. Well, we're really excited to talk with you about, just give you some tips for the conference, help you get started, get your plans made. And to help us do that, we have Kelly Balmaceda, who's on our staff. She's our Director of Events and Programs. And she's been madly working to get all the final details completed for our time together. So I'm real excited about this conference. And so I'm going to turn it over to her to talk about a few things, and we'll go back and forth, and then we'll, answer your questions. We'll have time for plenty of that. I really don't think this will take more than an hour, probably less than an hour, but it just goes as long as people have questions. So take it away, Kelly.
Wonderful. Hello, everybody. I'm signing on from New Orleans. I have been on the NATS staff for about a year now, and I am not new to NATS. I've been a NATS member for over 15 years and have been to the NATS conference as a teacher, as a singer and competitor. And this is my first timer as a coordinator of the conference. And as you can imagine, it has been a whirlwind, but a really, really great experience. A lot of fun coordinating and planning for all of you to come join us in Knoxville. And so I wanted to just share with you kind of an overview of what you can expect, a little bit of insider information, answer any questions you might have. And I thought I'd start at the very beginning, what you can do before you arrive. So step one, you've all registered. Great. You're on the right track. So you've registered. Now what? I encourage you, today is the last day to book a hotel. If you don't know where you're staying, we have three great hotel options for you. All of those hotels can be found on our website. And I'm going to actually share my screen, because as I'm talking, I'm going to talk you through our website and our conference page, so that if you're looking to do some of the things that we talk about this evening, you know how to find them on your own phone, on your own computer. And I'm always here. You can always email me if you're having difficulty, you can call, but I thought sometimes it's easier to see as we're going along. So I'm going to share my screen, and then you can see what we've got. Let me minimize all of us. Get us out of the way. Okay, so I'm on our conference page, and you're saying, I need to find a place to stay. So right here on our conference page, you're going to click hotels, and that takes us to our three great hotel options. Some of you may have encountered some difficulty in booking a hotel. We have been selling out of some of our big primo nights. What I encourage you to do, if that is the case, is to call the hotel directly. In some cases, they are offering our discounted rate over the phone. And if you're still having difficulty, what you can do is they can help you get a rate that is maybe a different rate from our rate for the one night that is sold out, and then our discounted rate for the duration of your stay. Because it's just a night here and there that are sold out at times, which I know is frustrating, but it's going fast. So if you'll please, check out your hotel options. You can book right here. It takes you directly to the site of that specific hotel. Super easy to do that. Other things you might want to do is you're going to want to look into all of the different programming options that we have. We have some really great attractions, special tours specifically for our NATS members. We have this dinner cruise that's happening on Thursday night. It's on the Tennessee River, really beautiful, a great way to experience Knoxville outside of the actual convention center and the hotels that you're going to be spending countless hours in. So this is on Thursday evening, just before we start all of the fun stuff on Friday morning. We also have this urban wilderness excursion where if you're an outdoorsy person, we are at the base of the Smoky Mountains. They have this zip lines through the trees experience, a guided hike. There are a variety of opportunities that you can take advantage of. And if you're interested in doing something like this, it's very easy to register for them. Even though you've already registered for the conference, you can still add this item on after the fact. You're going to click on the register button. You're going to scroll down and you're going to want to click on the extra tickets button. So once I click here, I then have to enter my name, Kelly Balmaceda, submit. And then I can choose what additional things I might want to add on. Oh, I want to go have a fabulous dinner on the Tennessee River on Thursday. Woohoo! Or I'd love to go to, let's scroll down here. I don't even see it. Where did it go? Our extra ticket is not there. I'm going to have to look into that. But if you wanted to do the adventure, wilderness, urban adventure selection, that typically is right here. As you can see, it looks like we have very few left for our dinner cruise. So if that's something you're interested in, you're going to want to scoop that up right away. I'm going to go back out of here so that we can see, I'm going to get involved. I'm going to attend a conference. Here we go, back at our convention page. Some of the other things that are really exciting that we're offering, in addition to our regular programming that I will get to, are some of our premium workshops. This is another thing that is taking place immediately prior to the conference. So if you click on programs, you can see these are, let me browse, here we go. These are our premium workshops. They are 4-hour intensive workshops with incredible specialists in these specific areas. For our people interested in independent studio owners or having their own independent studio, we've got a business basics class. If you're interested in group voice instruction, we have pedagogical strategies for group voice. If you're interested in more of a science-informed vibrato, we've got an incredible team of people here doing that. And then looking ahead into the future, where technology is taking us, AI on the rise. I should be sitting in on this one because I feel like it is something that quite often in our field, we're sometimes a little bit traditional, maybe in our approach to doing things. Maybe that's me as a classical singer saying that. Maybe the CM singers in musical theater are a little ahead of me. But this is another really great 4-hour intensive workshop that everyone can look into. And if you're interested in signing up for one of these, they're only $60. And you, again, go back to that register button. You're going to click on the extra tickets and you're going to go through that process that I just took you through. And that's how you can add one of those 4-hour intensives. I'm going to go back to our conference page here. I talk quickly, so I'm happy to answer questions at the end, or, you know, as I'm talking and looking at my screen, I can't really see if people are trying to say things. So if you want to interrupt, you can shout out at me. I will not be offended. So some other exciting things that we've got going on. If you look at our attractions page, one of the things that we wanted to do with this conference is make it as accessible to all people as possible. We had some individuals reach out that said, you know, this is really challenging as a parent, or this is really challenging because I have my partner is somewhere and it's the summertime. It's the only chance I get to be with my partner. And so we've created a family resource guide, and it has tons of activities and information all about the Knoxville area. Alan can share anything you might have questions about because Knoxville is Alan's hometown. And so we reached out. He has family that still lives in the area. We received some of their favorite items, places to go, best restaurants to eat at. top attractions if you're wanting to do things in addition to the conference in the city. Check it out. It is a beautiful, beautiful place and lots of things going on. And so one of our team members created this beautiful guide with lots of information. So you can scroll through and take a look at all of the things that there are to do in the Knoxville area there. One of the other things that I'd like to bring your attention to in our programming that you may not be aware of, and as a first timer may be of particular interest to you, is our Conference Connections program. This used to be called Mentoring Over Coffee, and it's a mentoring program between really experienced professionals and young professionals in our field. And it's an opportunity where you can sign up and meet one-on-one. Elizabeth Benson coordinates this. You can sign up and she will partner you or pair you with a mentor. Alan can maybe speak a little more on this because I know he's been a mentor in the past and share his experience with it. But it's a great way to network and maybe not feel so alone your first time at a conference. Alan, do you want to share a little bit about this?
Yeah, the mentoring the Conference Connections program, as we call it now, is a really great way to connect with someone. And maybe you're a more experienced teacher and you could serve as a mentor and would be willing to do that, and meet with another younger teacher who has questions about some aspects of teaching, or some people give job advice. It's just really about anything related to our careers. And when you click to register there's a little questionnaire you can fill out that kind of guides you through, asks you if you want to be a mentee, about the types of questions you have, the types of things you're interested in being mentored, so that you get matched up with a mentor. Elizabeth Benson connects you, and you both decide when, for an hour sometime during the conference, you all want to get together and have a conversation. There was been some wonderful relationships started, mentoring relationships, some really great career advice. Some people have ended up doing research together and writing articles together based on their meeting in this program. So it's really whatever you want to make it.
Thank you, Alan. One of the other opportunities that we provide at the conference is an opportunity for our affinity groups to gather and meet. And so I can't remember exactly which evening it is. I believe it might be Saturday afternoon, early evening. We have our affinity group gathering. So we have, if you're not familiar with what this is, we have a variety of groups of, I'll say, like-minded individuals. This is where you find your people who are like you, wrestling with the same things you're wrestling with, maybe have similar interests as you. So I'm going to kind of scroll through here. I don't need to read out loud to you, but you can see all of the different affinity groups that NATS has, and they will all be meeting this summer at our conference. You'll see in our program, the time and the location in which they're meeting, and they are open to everyone. You don't have to register. You don't have to have signed up or officially joined an affinity group. You are welcome to just show up at this meeting and gather with others who are like-minded. And again, find your people. I don't know how many of you are on social media, but Rebecca Piper, our multi-teacher studio owner affinity group leader, did a fabulous video saying, I am your person. I will be your person at the conference. If you don't know anyone, come say hi. So you can check out her video, but there are other individuals just like Rebecca who are willing to say, hey, I'll be your friend. I know what it's like being, a first timer at a conference, and it can be intimidating. And I will tell you, some of the most recent NATS experience I had was our winter workshop, and everybody is super friendly. So don't be shy. Just say, hey, I'm a first timer. And then all of a sudden you've made a new best friend, and they're going to kind of tuck you under their wing and you can hang out with them the rest of the conference. Some of the other things that may be of interest to you. Nope, we don't want to upgrade our software right now. Let me open up again our conference page. We have a few invitations that went out to individuals. This may not apply to everybody, but I want to make sure that if you are one of our NATS leaders, if you are a president of a chapter or, governor, invitations have gone out to our leadership team for a luncheon. If you are an intern member or have participated in our intern program, rather, we have an intern reunion. So make sure to have checked your email to see, if those things apply to you. We have some special networking opportunities, especially for those individuals.
Ellie?
Oh,
Ellie?
yes. Yes.
I'm sorry I joined late. I'm Diana.
Hi, Diana.
And I just am so happy to see all of these faces on the screen, and so happy to be able to have the opportunity to meet you when you come to the conference. Have you talked about our birthday bash, our banquet?
I have not spoken about that yet. I have not gotten there yet.
Don't want to forget that thing. So if you haven't already gotten your ticket for the banquet, which is on Monday evening, that's going to be something you're going to want to attend. It's a nice time that we can all get together. We can share a meal together, and we have some music. We get to honor a couple of our members who are receiving Lifetime Achievement Awards. And it's just a fun evening, and we will have a birthday cake for Nats. 80 years for Nats.
It's going to be a great evening. We've had a lot of fun planning that special occasion. And again, if you did not sign up for the banquet when you registered, it's not too late. You can, again, go to that register button. It's the extra tickets, and you can add on a banquet ticket at this time. It's also something that can be done at the door when you arrive. If you see, oh my goodness, I forgot to do it, we're not going to turn you away. I encourage you to do it now so that the kitchen can prepare your meal. But if you forget at the last minute, we will make room for all. All are welcome at that banquet and celebration of 80 years. So what I want to, I'm sorry, did someone else have something? I'm hearing something, but it might just be noise. I'd like to walk through our schedule a little bit. This year, we've made the decision to be eco-friendly, and we are doing a digital program. We also utilize an app called Guidebook. So there are two different ways where you will have at your fingertips on your smartphone exactly what is going on, where it's taking place, and all of the details that you could possibly want. If you are interested in perusing some of this information prior to your arrival, our team is wonderful. Beth has done an incredible job, and she has uploaded on our programs page. You can read in detail about our different plenary speakers that we have: Nicole Robinson, Larry Brownlee, Carrie Obert, James Kicklighter, who's the director of a film, The Sound of Identity, that we get to have our own screening and then one-on-one conversation with him immediately following the film. We have the director of ETSU's Bluegrass and Old Time Roots music program, as well as one of their bands coming to play and talk with us. We have a collaborative pianist masterclass with Kathleen Kelly that's going to be on contemporary music. And so on our website here, you can read in depth a little bit about all of the things that we've got going on with our plenary sessions. We also have all of our featured performances. We have some really great and fun performances going on. Obviously, our big headliner, Larry Brownlee, at the beautiful Tennessee Theater. Eden Castile, we have a cabaret. Our late night Nats with Eden is going to be super fun. We have a cash bar. We have some concessions, complimentary concessions for everybody. And then David Sabella is Amanda Reckon With is one of our other performances that we've got. In addition to our Nats competition winners, our NATSA winner, Emily CR, and our National Musical Theater competition winner, Barry Harris. And then we have our Art Song Composition Award winners from the last 2 years will be showcasing their winning selections. So a lot of really, really great music and performance opportunities here that you can read more about. And then last but not least, all of our breakout sessions and poster sessions, they are outlined here by the day. So you can click and see who's doing what on what day. And once you click on it, you can get a little more detailed description of what that presentation is going to be about. So there's plenty of reading material for you before you arrive. Once you get there, we'll have our digital program. There will be QR codes for both a digital program as well as our guidebook app. And I think Alan is going to share a little bit with you about how the app works itself. It's something that you would download the app onto your smartphone, and then you can sign up and be part of groups. You can, highlight the things that you'd like to attend and create a little calendar for yourself. That'll be new to me, so I'm excited to learn about this as well.
Let me figure out how to do that. Here we go. All right. And let me find my Guidebook app. So Guidebook is an app that we use with our program every time. There it comes. All right. So you will get an email if you haven't already. I think you may have already gotten an email, but it is actually live now. And you can, if you don't already have the Guidebook app on your smartphone, just go search for it. You can download it. You can search, and it will ask you for a passcode, and that's NATS58 is passcode, and it will take you right to access this. So you'll be getting a reminder about it as well, so you can add it. The nice thing about this is that you can kind of build your own schedule in here. You can go to the menu, and it has lists of sponsors, our exhibitors, all the presenter information you saw on the website is here as well. Our poster paper sessions. But I'm going to take you to, you can click on my schedule, and of course, I don't have anything in my schedule yet either. So it's all empty, right? But if I go back to my, to the schedule, and I go to Friday the 28th, and I want to go to, I'm registered for the AI workshop. I just click on the plus button there, and it both adds me, and then it asks me, sorry, my picture keeps getting in the way. If you want a reminder. So do you want to be reminded 15 minutes before this session starts? I can say 15 minutes, and it'll send you a little text reminder. Yeah, this session starts in 15 minutes. And so as you're working through, and you see it also then puts the check mark there by that session, if I'm ever looking at the schedule anymore. So if I go back to my schedules, you'll see then that session is on my schedule. And so you can kind of build your own schedule. And then when you go to my schedule, you don't have to wade through everything. It just has all the things you're going to do each day all lined up, and you can still click right on them and remind yourself who it is and what it's about. Oh yeah, I did want to go to that. Or, oh, I've heard this other one's good. Maybe I'm going to go to that. So this is a great way for you to build your schedule. The other thing you can do, which is more social oriented, is connect with other people who are at the conference. So who you know are going to be at the conference. And this allows you to kind of message within the app to one another. Hey, let's have dinner. Hey, let's meet up for coffee, etc. And so these are staff members that are already on. So I can, add Beth, and I've got to sign in with my email. But I can do that. And then I'll be able, their picture will show up as kind of like a friend, like a social media friend within the app, and you can message with each other. You can also, as you're, if there are pictures you want to share, there's a photo album. So you can, as you're taking pictures and you want to share with people, you can just add select those from your Photos app, and you can just add them right into the photo by just clicking on add, and then you can log right into Photos. So this is a great way for you to, just kind of build your schedule, kind of plan your week, and help yourself organize and being in the right place at the right time. Any questions about any of that?
What's the name of the thing that we search for?
Oh, guidebook.
Guidebook. Okay, thank
Yep.
you.
And I put that information in the chat as well for everybody. Guidebook is the app and the password is NATS58. And I believe it's all lowercase, correct, Alan?
I think it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
And when I tried to download mine, I was just searching for the guide because I've had guidebook before, and the guide didn't come up until I put in the passphrase.
That's right.
So you will need to use the NATS58 without a space passphrase in order to get it, and it pops right up. And this is such a valuable tool. You're running around trying to find your room, and you can just find exactly where to go. And so it's a wonderful thing.
There's also, each one has a location. I think the map is there. It's not letting me click on it right now, but there will be a floor map. And so you can link right on there. You see how it says the location there, and there's a little map thing, and it will come up. I think they're still adding some of those things to the guidebook. So you'll have a floor plan of both the exhibit hall and all the meeting rooms as well.
Kelly, have you mentioned auditions, the national student auditions, and the opportunity to hear a bunch of students and repertoire?
Not yet. I actually, really quickly, before I speak about NSA, I want to talk a little bit about the locations. So this is going to be a unique conference. Alan, do you mind exiting your?
I'm trying to get out right now.
Perfect. This is a unique conference because we are going to be in a variety of locations. We are not just in one hotel. We have 3 different hotels. We have a convention center. We have a university. So where Alan is talking about the location, that really matters this conference. And I wanted to share with all of you a little bit about each of these locations and what is taking place at each of them, because I'm sure some of you are teachers that have students that are involved in NSA. Our national student auditions. And those auditions are going to be held in a variety of locations as well. If you are staying at one of our 3 hotels, you are walking distance from everything that this conference has to offer. The university is a little bit of a long walk, and so I'd like to share with you some of the transportation opportunities that are available to you. But specifically for the conference, if you are at the hotel, if you're at the Marriott or at the Hilton or at the Crowne Plaza, it is walking distance to the convention center, which I would say is our home of the conference. Our conference registration will be at the Knoxville Convention Center. Our general session and plenary room is going to be at the convention center. Our exhibit hall, which I did not speak about yet either, is also going to be at the convention center. And then we have 4 different breakout rooms at the convention center. We will also be utilizing the Marriott meeting spaces. We have a beautiful ballroom at the Marriott that is going to be host to a number of musical performances. Both our late night Nats and Amanda Reckonwith will be there. Our CM NSA student finals are going to be at the Marriott in that beautiful ballroom as well. And then we also have another breakout room there. So you will have sessions that are taking place both at the convention center and at the Marriott. So you will need to know where you're going to be at all times, or where you need to be at all times. The student auditions primarily are taking place in 2 different locations for the semifinal round. Classical and musical theater are going to be at University of Tennessee. in their music building. That is a bit of a walk from the Marriott and the Hilton, but there are some free public transportation options. There is an orange trolley line, which everyone that's participating in NSA is going to receive an email with all of this information. So you don't need to memorize it tonight or even write it down tonight. But just to let you know, there is a trolley stop right in front of the Marriott. You hop on that orange trolley and it will drop you off right in front of the music building at UT. So it is free and it comes every 30 minutes. So if you plan accordingly, that is going to be your easiest free bet to get to the university if you don't feel like walking. If you would like to drive, there is parking available. It's a little bit inconvenient. I'll be completely honest. You have to drive to a parking office to get a parking permit, and then you have to drive to the parking lot. That's the designated parking lot. And then you still have to walk a couple of blocks to get to the music facility. So it is available. If your preference is that you would really like to drive, that is an option. And then the third option that I'll suggest is if you just want to get there fast, maybe you want to call a car, an Uber, a Lyft, something like that, that does exist there. I utilized Uber while I was there doing our conference site visit. So they do have that available and accessible to you also. So those are your three options to get to the university. Our CM semifinals are all taking place at the Hilton, which is just one block from the Marriott and one block from the convention center. So it is very close. And that is where all of the CM semifinals are taking place. We also have some of our affinity group meetings taking place there, as well as some of our region meetings are taking place there. If you've not heard from your region governor, you'll probably be getting an email in the next couple of weeks saying, I hear you're going to the conference. We're going to have a region meeting. I'd love for you to join us. And your region meeting might be at the Hilton as well. So we're really utilizing a number of spaces in the downtown Knoxville area. You are going to want to check guidebook to know where you're going because they're all in different places. So that guidebook app is going to come in handy. Our digital program is kind of like a digital magazine. So it's a beautiful flip book where you're going to see really detailed descriptions, pictures, bios, all of that sort of thing. And so that is another place that you'll be able to find where you're going and when you need to be there if your preference is to not use an app. So those are some options to figure out locations. Any questions about that? The different locations that we're in, how to get around?
If you're flying into town, the airport is very convenient to downtown. It's about a 10-minute drive, not a lot of traffic. So you can easily get into town. The Knoxville airport only has about 12 or 14 gates. It's real convenient, so you don't have to walk a long ways either. And it's a really nice facility. So it's really easily accessible. If you're renting a car, there's rental cars on site on the airport property itself.
Speaking of the Ubers, the Uber drivers are very helpful. When I went for the site visit, I left my phone in the Uber and the driver came back to the hotel to give it to me. So I was very thankful and he appreciated my tip. So
yeah, that was great. That he was so helpful. So I think you'll find it's a really friendly place. Also downtown, there's a wonderfully kind of rejuvenated downtown. There's what we call Market Square, which is one of the early outdoor malls, I guess you could say, with a kind of public space in the middle. Every Saturday they have a big, huge farmers market that's full of booths and vendors. So you'll be there on a Saturday if that's something you're interested in. And then that's a place where there are also a lot of restaurants. And then one block over from that is Gay Street, which is kind of a main downtown drag, which also has a variety of restaurants and shops and other things, including a downtown drugstore, a little market. And so you should be able to walk to just about anything you need to kind of tide you over personally while you're there.
How many of you are teachers that have students competing in the national student auditions? I see a couple hands in the air. Wonderful. Congratulations to you and your students. For those of you that don't have students participating, you are welcome and invited to join us for all of those performances as well. The NSA finals are taking place on Friday evening for both classical and musical theater, and they are incredible to watch. We also have our CM finals. This is the first time that we are doing CM, so that is going to be really exciting to see that competition kick off for the first time. Those auditions, those finals are going to be taking place in the Marriott on Saturday. So again, just check the program. You are welcome to attend. And watch those. It is part of your conference registration, so there's no additional cost for you. It's a great way to hear other young singers, hear a ton of new rep, and get ideas for your own students down the road, and kind of see what the landscape is like so that you can get your students involved in future competitions and auditions. This program has continued to grow over the years. We had, Alan, how many people submitted videos?
Around 1,250.
Yeah, a huge number of submissions.
Around. And we have about 450 singers coming to Knoxville for the semifinals and then finals. So it's going to be a lot of people.
Really exciting. Really, really exciting.
And even though it may seem a little overwhelming to hear about all of these opportunities that we have, it really isn't. You can use the guidebook, use your digital program to design your own conference, how you want to experience the conference. And there'll be times for you to network with other teachers and meet other people. And there's a lot of open space where you'll be able to sit and take a load off in between sessions. And so I think it's going to be just a really exhilarating experience for a first timer.
There's also a restaurant in the Marriott, and then in the convention center, we'll have some, concessions area if you kind of need to grab lunch on the go, to get to another session because you've got something that day during lunchtime. So there are plenty of opportunities that are close by for you to grab a snack or, or a complete meal. So that'll be helpful to you.
Yeah, really quickly about the concessions that Alan just mentioned, how our schedule is set up each day is we have early morning breakout sessions followed by a mid-morning general plenary session with one of our keynote speakers. And then we have a lunch break. And during that lunch break, we have a lot of programming. So we almost can't even call it a lunch break. We have publisher showcases, which are opportunities to experience more music, repertoire. We have sponsors who, one of our publisher showcases this time is Vocal Mist, for example, showcasing some of their products and materials that they have. We have teachers with curriculum that they're sharing. RCM, Royal Conservatory of Music, is coming, different publishers. Quite often they offer free incentives and gifts to people that attend their showcases. And so we encourage you to take advantage of the concessions. It's sandwiches, salads, granola bars. The convention center does a really nice job with providing light meal opportunities during that lunchtime hour that you can then take on the go with you to those publisher showcases. We also have our poster sessions that are taking place in the Cumberland Concourse, which is this beautiful open space outside of our exhibit hall and plenary session room. And so you're welcome to bring lunch. You're not going to be rude. No one is going to think, oh my goodness, they're eating during my meeting. They're just going to be so glad that you're there. So take advantage of that opportunity with the lunch right there. Otherwise, you'll need to walk to, like Alan said, back to the hotel just across the street. I say back to the hotel. It is literally across the street, very nearby. If you prefer a restaurant experience or a couple blocks to the street, he mentioned wonderful restaurants. During our site visit, we ate very well. So really a lot of great things to experience. I see something. I wonder if there are any discounts for parking at the convention center or the hotels for local residents. I believe that there is a lot, just catty corner from the convention center that is very, very deeply discounted and possibly free on the weekends. I need to confirm that, but it is a very reasonable price for those individuals that are not staying overnight and just joining from their local area.
So there's also the parking garage by the Hilton. That's a public garage. And I believe it's free on the weekends. It gets pretty busy on Saturday morning because of the farmer's market, but it's free several days over the weekend for sure. And other times of the day, it's free as well. I think in the evening or something like that. One thing I always want to mention when we do this meeting is that, yes, there is a lot of content that we present this conference, and there are times you have to make choices. And you're like, I don't want to make a choice. These are both great things I want to go to. And so one of the things we do at every conference is we record almost every session. And probably in early August sometime, you'll receive an email that all of the videos from the conference have been loaded into our live learning center. And everybody that's a registered attendee has 6 months of free access to those videos. So if there's something you either, you had to make a choice between two, just make a choice and remind yourself, oh yeah, I'll watch the video for that one. Same thing, you go to a session, you're so cram-packed with information, you forget half of it. You said, that was such a great session, but now I can't remember half of it. When you get the email, you can log in and review any of the sessions you went to. If you purchase a workshop, that remains permanent on your account. And if you've never been to the Live Learning Center, it's very simple. You go to your member homepage. There's a link to the Live Learning Center, and it will automatically log you into the Live Learning Center from that link. So you don't have to remember a password or create a password. If you use that access, it'll just take you right there. It takes a minute sometimes for it to kind of kick in, but if you just be patient, it'll kick in on that. And so once we have all that up and edited, then Beth and Heather send out a really nice email to everybody that was in attendance, reminds them, that this content's available to them for 6 months. So that's another way to kind of extend your conference time once you get back home and continue learning even after the conference is over.
And if you know anyone in your area who cannot come to the conference, that would be a good way for them to experience it after the fact. So when everything goes live in August or thereabouts, you might remind people in your chapters or regions that, oh, wow, the Live Learning Center has it all. So.
Well, are there any questions? I think that's all that we had planned for this evening, and we're happy to open the floor to any questions, things that we haven't covered or things that you are unsure of that we did cover and you'd like a little more explanation. I'll take that as we did a really great job.
And Nilma wins the prize of being the one coming from furthest away. Right? She's coming from India.
Yeah.
So at least on the screen tonight, maybe permanently the longest travel to get there. So we're excited you're going to be with us.
Well, Kelly, thank you. That was a wealth of information. Thank you, Alan.
Sure. And please feel free to just reach out. I've recorded this session tonight, so we'll email it to everybody that registered as well, in case you want to review anything. And then you can feel free to email Kelly or I or any of our NAT staff with any questions you have. We want you to be ready to have a good time and bring your kind of extrovert personality, even if you're not an extrovert. Work hard. I'm not really an extrovert. I'm an introvert. So it's like, get out there and meet a lot of people and make a lot of friends. And I know you'll have a great time, a great first experience at a NATS conference. Your first of many, I hope.
Yes, please make sure to introduce yourself to us when you come. Don't be shy. Just say, hi, I was on the Zoom. It's my first time. I would love to meet you all in person. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.